I'm going to give you a tour of Cabinet Solutions, where I'm going to try to briefly touch on each of the key features. When you first open the program, you'll see this job information page where you just enter the name of your shop and the customer information that'll show up on your various reports. If you go into the job standards, you can choose whether you're going to work in face frame or frameless, and then you can also load a standards file that you've previously created, as well as go into any one of these areas of the standards and make modifications. I'm just going to go with the defaults. And the first screen is the draw wall screen. So to draw a wall, you just click any point on the screen, move your mouse, choose a direction. When you release your mouse, you get this dialog box where you can key in a specific length. To draw an adjacent wall, you just go to the end of one of your existing walls and repeat the process. And now I'll click Place Cabinets to go on to the next screen. And I'll start with my corner cabinets. We've got both L-shaped corner cabinets and 45-degree corner cabinets. Angled corner cabinets, they don't have to be 45 degrees. So when you go to place a cabinet, you choose the type, and then you get this dialog box where you can go with the default sizes or key in a different size. And you can change the default sizes in your standards. I'll just place an upper of the same type. Place a refrigerator upper cabinet. I'll click on that refrigerator upper, go to it, go to Customize Cabinet. I'll go to Ends, and I'm going to tell it to send both the left and right ends to the floor. And also on the left side, I'm going to check Plant On, and then click on the properties to define that Plant On. And I want to replace the side panel with a door, which is already selected. If I click on Define, I can change the door style. If I click on Other Standards, I can make further modifications like the sizes of the stiles and rails and changes to the panel and the thickness of the panel. I'm okay with everything the way it's set up, so I'll just hit OK. And I'm going to hit Done. I'm going to click on the refrigerator upper and change the depth to 32. Now I'll go to my appliances, slide in range, not range, but refrigerator. Okay, go ahead and place that. And I will go to my fillers here, base, make it 4 inches wide, and place it between the corner base and the refrigerator upper. Go to a full height cabinet. (20 inches wide). Place it on the end, and I'll place a large base cabinet between the corner and the full height. I'm going to intentionally make it oversized. So I've got an 80-inch opening. I'm going to make this cabinet 90 inches wide, and you'll see that when I place it, the Smart Placer shrinks it to fit the opening. Now I can section this large cabinet out by adding stiles and rails to divide the openings, or I can click on the cabinet and go to Smart Fill and tell it I want 3 equally sized cabinets to be created from this large cabinet, and then I can resize those cabinets. I'm going to show you how I would section this cabinet out if I wanted to go that route. So I'll click on Customize Cabinet, and then I'll click on Center Style, and then if I go to Properties, I can define if I choose to place a partitions behind the center style, I can choose which material to use and whether or not to split the bottom, top, stretcher, nailer, and back, which I'm going to do. I can also choose to dado those joints. I'm going to leave that alone for now. Then when I click Continue, I get this screen here where each time I click, it splits the cabinet. Okay. I'm going to click on Openings and Rollouts, and I'm going to change the left and right door pair openings to drawers, starting with number 2. Edit selected opening, drawer. Number 6, edit selected opening. And I'm going to split those openings into 2 drawers by adding center rails. I can go with the default size that I have in my standards, or change it at this screen. I'll just go with it. Each time I click an opening, it'll split it with a center rail. And I'm going to now resize these openings by going to Openings, Rollout, and Rollouts. I'll select opening number 2, change the width to, let's say, 18. And the same thing for opening number 7, 18. And for opening number 4, I'm going to change that to a sink top by clicking on it, edit selected opening, sink top. Okay. And I'm going to add a large upper cabinet above that base, same way I did with the base by making it oversized. We'll make it 120 inches. Then I'll place it. And then I'm going to click that cabinet. This time I'll use the feature where it automatically splits it into 3 equally sized cabinets. Smart Fill, enter the number 3, and continue. I'm going to copy one of those cabinets and place it in the opening on the 80-inch wall, and it shrinks to fit. And now I'm going to place an island cabinet on the in the middle of the room. To do that, I first have to go to Draw Walls, draw a wall, which is not going to be visible. So I'm going to make it 60 inches wide. And when I click Make Wall and Island, it changes the height to 0. Then I'll go to Place Cabinets and choose Base Cabinet. I'll make it 60 inches wide as well, and it's going to shrink to fit the wall. The reason it's shrinking is because in my standards I've told the program to allow 4 inches of clearance at the end of a wall. That can be changed on a case-by-case basis, or you can change it in the standard so to a different number or to 0. I'm going to copy this base cabinet, place it on the back, and place the copy on the back, and what I'm doing is making a wainscot panel. I'm going to click on that cabinet in the back, go to its go to Customize Cabinet, then I'll go to View Delete Boards, Wainscot Panel, yes. Then I'll go to the base cabinet, and I need to look at how the countertop is set up. I don't want a backsplash, so I'll go to Cabinets Standards, Countertops, backsplash is at 4, I'll change that to 0. And I want to work on the other side of the wall. I didn't have to actually leave that screen. Okay, so I'm going to hit the flip button, takes me to the other side of the wall. Then I'll click on the wainscot panel. And I can customize how that wainscot paneling is done if I go to Cabinet Standards and then change the door and drawer fronts. But what I want to change is I want to add a countertop. So I'll go to Countertops, and I'll just set the thickness to 1 inch. It already doesn't have a backsplash. And apply it. I'll go to the other side of the wall, and what I want to do now is put a cooktop in the middle of this cabinet. So first, and I also want to put drawer banks on the left and right of the cooktop. And to do that, I'll click on the cabinet, I'll go to Center Style, Continue. It's asking me if I want to change how the partition is set up. I don't. So each time I click this opening number 2, it splits the cabinet. Okay. Then I'm going to go to Openings, Rollouts, change the width of opening 2. I'll make it like 8 inches. And then I'll change the type of opening number 2 to a drawer. Do the same thing with opening 6. And in opening 3, I'll click that and change it to a stovetop. I want to split these drawers, so I'll go to Center Rail and click each one. What I want to do now is go to this full height cabinet on the right, customize it. I want to add a raised panel end on the right, so I'll go to Ends, Plant on Properties. And it remembers my settings from before, but we'll just take a look. And I'm just going to go with the same way it was on the refrigerator cabinet. So let's take a look at the cut list for this job. File, Print, Master Cut List. You can choose to preview the cut list with every category of parts, or you can click Select None and then just look at box parts or just face frames or whichever category you'd like. And if you click Select Cabs, you can choose to look at just the specific cabinets instead of all the cabinets in the job. So I'm just going to look at everything. Well, the box parts for every cabinet. I'll hit Print Preview. It groups the parts by the material they're made out of. So first I've got my melamine, 3/4 inch, then 1/4 inch, then particle board, more melamine, red oak plywood. So if you make your doors, you can get a cut list of the individual parts for the door. If you want to buy your doors, you can get the overall sizes of the doors and drawer fronts. You can also get overall sizes of the drawer boxes and rollouts, or individual parts for the drawer boxes and rollouts. So let's take a look at the overall sizes of the doors. So these are all the doors and drawer fronts in this job and what material they're made out of. The program also has a panel optimizer that'll tell you how many sheets of each material you need and the fastest way to cut that sheet out. I believe I have a lot of melamine parts, so let's look at that. So I've got 5 pages of this, which means I'll have 5 sheets. You can add your own materials to the optimizer and then tell the program what size the material is, as well as whether that material is a grained material or a non-grained material, so it knows how it can optimize it. The program also has job costing. And you can choose to price by the lineal foot or by material plus labor plus profit. We've already got some material costs entered into the program, which you can change. And you can also add your own material if we don't have the materials you're using in the program. So I got my material costs and an estimated number of hours and a cost per hour. I have a 7.5% tax added to the material cost, and I have 45% profit added to the price of the job. If I click print preview, it'll give me a report. We'll just look at the cabinet pricing, but you can also price for materials and labor for countertop installation and finishing. So here's my job costing report. And we've got a sample on the website that you can download. The program will also print out a proposal contract that you can give your customer with the it'll have the numbers as well as a place for both you and the customer to sign off on. Last thing we'll take a look at is the 3D. So this is the 3D with textures. There's also a more basic 3D. Moving the camera around is pretty easy. You use WSAD on your keyboard. You can use your mouse wheel to zoom in and out, or the keyboard with W and S. We've got a guide. We've got instructions on how to navigate this in the online support manual. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, give us a call at 800-283-9577.